Hey, my name is Chad. On this channel we like to make stuff, and welcome back to another video update where we do on Sundays, where I just talk about what happened in the past week. And this is the third one in a row. So congratulations to me for sticking to that schedule. So I'm out here on my foundation for the future timber frame wood shop that I've been working on as many days as possible as I can, because I'm out here. This past week I was out here 4 out of 7 days. 2 days I had to work, and another day I think I was just spring has sprung, folks, and the allergies just really put me under the weather, and you can probably hear it in my voice still right now. So what has happened in the past week? Well, first of all, I got the 4 main posts finished. The next video that I'm going to post on my channel is how I completed those posts, and well, they're all under the tarp right now. If you've seen the last 2 videos, you've seen what those look like, and the 4 main ones are finished. And I've already started working on the video for these tie beams. And these tie beams are huge, massive timbers. As you can tell, this is my hand. This is 13.5 inches by what was it, 7.5 inches thick. So this is a 24-foot long. We're going to need 22 feet, just a little over 22 feet of these for the tie beams that go between the 2 posts twice. So those will be the centerpiece of the entire building. So everything else is going to be built off of that. So I'm out here ready to start working on these, and then the next step after that is to work on knee braces, and then we're going to stand them up, and that's going to be a great day. I hope you're here for it. Over here I've got a fire going. You see the little pile next to it. Those are all the offcuts, or the flitches as they call them, the parts that come off the log that you know, is basically the bark, the round part, and then from the middle of that log you've got the beams that you need. So this is the leftover, and I've been burning those over the past week. And you can see this pile used to be about 4 foot tall. Maybe, I don't know, there was probably 60 flitches there, and now we're down to 20 or so. Not too bad. There's also a big pile of branches there from the spring or the winter storm that knocked a bunch of branches off these big trees from just the accumulation of ice. So pretty good. Really making progress on that. Over here, past the wood miser, we built some flower boxes from the offcuts from the timbers that we're working on the building. So took these boards and made flower boxes on pallets so I can move them around as I mow this spring. And then we're going to be planting flowers in here for the bees. The bees are down there. I don't know if I've definitely shown the bees on the channel before, but I don't know if you've seen them, because this might be your first video. Hopefully you're not driven away by just me walking around and talking. There are other more substantial videos out there. I got some new logs from the neighbor's clearing project. I went over there and I asked the clearing company if I can get their logs, and they said, well, I can bring you a load for $200, and it would save us a trip up to the sawmill where they're just going to be grinding that all up into pulp. So there are some decent ones, and there are also some worthless ones in there. Here's a little picture of the dump truck that came and dumped those off for me. And then that guy got stuck and we had to pull him out. So pretty funny seeing a big old truck be pulled out by a regular truck. So let's walk down and just have a look at the bees, see how they're doing right now. All right, so we've got answers for all that. So first of all, by tile, I think they mean tarp. Okay, so it's true. If these things are wrapped up, they're not going to be able to dry very well. Condensation gets under them, and they're not allowed to, dry very efficiently. So with timber framing, what I know so far is that you build green. Unless you are running a kiln or have a kiln that's going to be drying everything within a few weeks, you'll never have perfectly dry lumber. And that's just kind of, as I understand it, the industry standard. So my concern is not for getting these dried. I want to keep the snow and the rain and the sun off of them so they don't turn gray and nasty like this stuff over here. So this stuff here is about a year old. It's just, this is not what I want for interior building timbers. I want these to be exposed, nice and yellow. So yeah, this is how they look. They're all gray and checked. These are going to check no matter what. When you dry them, they're checking. That means cracks down the middle, so that's perfectly fine. But I just wanted to keep the weather moisture off of it and the sun. So these are going to be used quite rapidly in the building process. And then before use, the board must dry well so that it does not warp later. Okay, so if the board warps in the time that I've cut it, milled it, and then used it, if it warps any time in between that time, then I will just throw it away and cut a new one. Not a problem. I've got plenty of extra trees that I can get more beams from. Generally, these are big, fat beams, and they're well supported structurally, so they're not going to get a whole lot of warping and twisting. If they do, then I just make a new one. And so if you've got a question that you need me to answer next week, then go ahead and put it down in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to it. So now, maybe some of you want to go inside the house. I've got a surprise for you. Let's go check that out. All right, so here we are inside the old 1946 or 45 house. I've got it pretty well gutted, and I'm actually using it for storage for my beekeeping supplies and some dry concrete bags over there and some extra lumber that's drying in here. So just it's good dry storage. And a while back I was upstairs. This is the ceiling above. That's another kind of a half story. It's a very short story, but I was up there clearing out rafters, and I found an old newspaper from March of 1946. Now it's March right now of 2025. That means that was 79 years ago, folks. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of show off that newspaper and maybe read one of these random articles and check out some of the advertisements, because I really think this stuff's entertaining. So here we got one of the pages from the Richmond Times-Dispatch, Friday, March 8th, 1946. Now, March of 1946 was 79 years ago, and you got to realize that World War II had ended like 10 months prior to this. So you've got some, things that are still hot on the presses here. So it says here, Germans to keep 1/7. So there's a line right there. Germans are to keep 1/7 of ships. Big three take the rest. Big three being America, England, and Russia, the allied nation. So we'll browse this real quick, but right here it says Richmond acclaims two whose names will ring down through the ages, and that's certainly been true. So Winston Churchill, wartime prime minister for Britain, world statesman, who with our own commander-in-chief awakened the democratic world to the peril and awakened the world to peril. Awakened the democratic world to its peril and served throughout the conflict as democracy spokesman. And then Dwight D. Eisenhower, General of the Army of the United States, who led the arms of the United Nations to victory in Europe, whose qualities of mind and heart are an inspiration and an example to all who would live democracy. Okay, so it says United Nations here. I don't think that means the United Nations. I think, or I'd have to look up when was the United Nations founded, but I think in this case, the United Nations is referring to the Allies. I could be wrong. With an overflowing sense of gratitude that in the hour of danger, such leaders were given to us, Virginia, cradle of democracy, welcomes these great defenders of democracy. Thalhamers, to honor this distinguished visitors, Thalhamers will be closed today until 12 noon in order that our co-workers may participate in this auspicious occasion. So, is this saying that these guys were making a tour through Virginia at the time? That's interesting. Wonder if there's a way to look that up. So, pretty cool, right? And then there's the article about the Germans keeping 1/7 of their navy. I don't know if I want to read through all that to you, but let's go ahead and check out some of these advertisements. Alright, this is pretty cool. Everybody recognizes Clorox, right? And over here we got Red Cross must carry on, Hi-Ho Crackers, McCormick Pure Vanilla, 29 cents, Libby's Dill Pickle. Okay, coffee, of course, Richmond Dairy Milk. Let me see if I can, whoa, careful. Let me see if I can read this ad to you. Oh, Mrs. Davis, why can't I make laundry as white as yours? You can, Betty. If you use Clorox, it makes linen snowy white, fresh, and sanitary too. And it lessens rubbing, conserving fabrics. Then your little Clorox bottle man here says, yes, the white line in the... Okay, let me start that over. Yes, the white line is the Clorox line, and Clorox is free from caustic. It's extra gentle. Free from caustic. I don't know what that means. So, America's favorite bleach and household disinfectant, Clorox. Free from caustic. Oops. Well, I think that's just neat. It's history right there, and I'm the first one to see it in like 80 years, almost 80 years. So I really think that's cool. And that thing was up in the rafters. It hadn't been touched since March 8th of 1946. Lots happened since then, a lot, and a lot on this premises has happened. People were born, grew up, and even passed away here, and just life has gone on. Like I found up in the ceiling panels of the old kitchen I think there was some kid's old porn stash up in the ceiling where he probably lived, right up in this room up here, and had a hole into the roof of the kitchen next door, where he just kept his stash. I can just imagine that. And then I find it, last year when I'm taking the building apart. Up in the rafters where the newspaper was, there was old Christmas decorations. There was an old dress from probably before the 40s, and there was a Kenner Easy Bake Oven, which was probably since the 60s. So just so much has gone on over there on this place that that newspaper has just kind of been witness to. So I don't know. Maybe you're into that, maybe you're not, but I sure am. There seems to be like a bag of something here. This is the shower. This is the bathroom here, and that's the bathtub shower thing. And looks like something makes a nest here. But there's this. Oh, it's an old shirt. Hope I'm not disturbing whatever lived there. So it's got pink stripes vertical stripes. Looks like a man's shirt, I guess. Maybe I can throw it in the wash and get a new shirt out of it. Aero Brigade. Fitted. 33. No, I'm not going to be able to fit that. Dang, thought I had a free shirt here. Or at least I thought it was a bag of something that somebody was stashing under here, but huh. So yeah, that's the thing about this place. There's always, seems to be always have something to be found. But here's the kitchen. And there's the upstairs. So you can imagine somebody probably had a bed there and they had a hole through here and they just stuffed all their naughty material up there. Found a lot of other inappropriate materials here too, but you can go back and see all the old videos kind of showing off what I've found around here. But anyway, that's gonna be all for today. I'm gonna keep rambling if I don't stop myself. Got to get some work done on this tie beam, and hopefully this week I'll have a new video posted about how I'm doing those posts. And yeah, so if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them next Sunday. Later. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you are new to the channel and you want to get caught up to everything that's been going on out here at Shady Acres in just one video, then I suggest you start right here. And if you want to dive in from the beginning and see everything that we've ever done out here, then start right here, click it, and just let it play.